Hey guys, John here. It's John Barry. Today's review will be on my last anticipated figure of this year, MonsterArts Godzilla 2016, aka Shin Gojira. Hey, it actually kind of looks like the movie poster. That's pretty awesome. Anyways, here's the right side, the back side. As you can see, there is a window, which is something that we don't see before. And here's the left side, the top, and the bottom. And now we're back to the front. Details. Man, where should I start? The sculpt and the texture here are truly fantastic. Plus, I would say that that's the best thing about this figure. The design got rid of the bark-like skin, but it added the burned skin. So disgusting and gorgeous. Just look at it. There are bends and saggy skins throughout the body. And you just gotta love all the sudden red running down the body as well. It brings out the suffering monster image. But I'm disappointed that the color red on his chest is not that bright, unlike what's shown in the movie. This figure is painted very amazingly most of the time, with dark skin and a bloody red. Check out Godzilla's feet. The nails even have that sweet shading, the black fading into white. It has the great sculpt as always. However, I say that the last nail on this right feet is overly painted. Oh, and there are a few nails randomly growing out of the feet as well. To me, that just brings out the creepy factor more. If you look closely at his chest, it has the wrinkles and scars. The rib cage is even showing. Like what I said, the red on the chest really looks weak here. Moving on to the head. Personally, I am in love with this design. The head looks super creepy with that grin and the tiny eyes. It's got them crooked and sharp teeth as well. Even a few teeth are popping out of the lower jaw, and inside his mouth the side gums are grossly gorgeous with a mix of lighter and darker bloody red. As you can see, this Godzilla doesn't have a tongue, yet it is the most realistic mouth in the franchise. For example, there is a sort of hole or gateway on the back of its mouth, just for his being. Of course, both the sculpt and the paint job are superb. Oh, and if we move down his neck, the sculptor caught the details of the evolved gills and all the burned skin very well. And check out his unrealistically long tail. I really dig it. Just like the body, it has the burned skin. All the spikes on the tails are sculpted wonderfully and painted extremely well. Yeah, perfectionists might complain that some of the spikes are overly painted with red. But hey, the glowing red should be reflected on spikes, right? However, I would like to point out that this segment here doesn't have red. It looks weird when the spikes on the other segments are painted red. It seems like somebody just forgot to add some red on this piece. And don't forget about the tip of his tail. Man, it is so beautiful and decked out. It looks like somebody chewed it, shoved somebody's skeleton right into it. The glossy pink makes the tail look more disgusting than what it actually is. Plus, if you take a closer look, you can see the head on the end. And now we have reached the main course. His awesome dorsal fins. They look just like our traditional fins that we've come to love, except these are sharper and darker with a glowing red. And all the fins have that sweet rough textures too. However, if you look down his back, you can see all the exposed meats of holiness. Articulations. The head can move down and up at the neck here. And then this piece here can also move up and down just a tiny bit. The top of the head can move up, and the bottom jaw can move down to make him have that big ass jaw, and close it all the way like that. Yeah, there's a little space, so he can't completely close his mouth though. He can look side to side like that. Can also tilt his head as well. His arms
can move in and out like that. You can also twist them just a tiny bit, like that. His elbow joint can move about that much. Kind of disappointing. You can also twist down here too. And his wrist can move back and forth like that, up and down, and you can twist it as well. His chest, or his general body, that's kind of disappointing that it's really loose like that. But yeah, you can move him down like up like that, and all the way down like that, very nicely. You can also twist his body like that. Both the upper piece and the lower piece as well. Also, as a side note, they did very well on making the textures here. See that? Very nice. His legs can move forward a tiny bit. This piece right here blocks further movement right there, as you can see. Moving back like that very nicely. Can also go out like that. You can also twist them like so. His knees can go back just a very tiny bit, like that. You can also twist down here as well. This piece too, and down here too. His ankles can bend just a very tiny bit like that, and twist, and side to side like that. His tail, just like every other Godzilla, can move all the way up and down like that, because it's just all ball joints. So it's bend side to side, up, down, you know, the works.
Measuring. This Godzilla stands at roughly 7 inches. Here is a quick comparison to Godzilla 1998 and a comparison to Godzilla 1954 and to the 2014 version. Lastly, here's to my childhood hero, Kamen Rider Zeo. And now for my final thoughts. Since I loved the movie, I'm glad to have this figure in my collection. It might be the best 6 inches Shin Godzilla action figure you can get. However, it is more expensive than the standard SH MonsterArts figure. So, if you're a fan of this design, you should definitely pick it up, but good luck. Yet, I believe it is worth every penny. Why, you may ask? Well, just look at it. From the fantastic sculpt and the beautiful paint job. And the articulation is very good as well for its massive size. But just be careful with its tiny arms. Once again, SH MonsterArts did another great work from the painting to the sculpting to every details. Overall, this figure definitely deserves John Barry's thumbs up of approval. Well, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe so that I can see you next time. And remember to take care.